back, neighbors. Lord knows life goes on. Sometimes you just have to take the next step that's right in front of you. And we are going to do that. We actually have a pretty good day planned ahead of us. It's going to be a road trip day. We've got a couple things to package. And we have a morning to round up. So of course, David. And we're finally getting this Einstein can done. Very nice. We just fixed up this printer again. We've got the David can here, and this printer is in the game officially. I guess the last one was just a fluke. That is, of course, a milkshake. The shark got done very admirably. And weirdly, what this thing was doing was getting jammed up, clogged. And what has happened here is a layer shift. So that's bizarre because that's a problem it did not have before. This is actually printing just fine except for the layer shift. Really nice thick walls. Just out of an abundance of transparency, I didn't do the morning routine today. I didn't feel like it. I need to just, we'll do it tomorrow. I guess I would just say it's good to know your limits. If you're already a pretty disciplined person, skipping one thing you do regularly is not going to upset the apple cart too much. I never noticed this before. That is like a bloody hand. I have no idea what this is from. This is the room my roommates used to live in. I legitimately have no idea what the story is behind this, but yikes. Like I said, I moved out of this place when their relationship started getting weird. Also, there's a hole on the back of this door. There may have been something hanging there, but that looks like a doorknob hole where there is not a doorknob, so figure that one out. Yeah, it's weird that I never saw the bloody handprint before. We've got some history in this place. Anyway, that's a very long way of saying T-Rex skull. I honestly can't remember whether I showed this already, but shark. And very happily, the D12 is probably going to be done today. I think we got 2 or 3 things to package. So let's do that, then we're gonna hit the road. We got our big white D20. We had to touch up a point or two, so we are gonna package everything else while that paint dries. We're gonna get on with the business of the day. I did just wanna say that I'm planning on doing a range day pretty soon. You guys will remember when I went to the gun show and got that little bad boy. Let's just generically say there's quite a lot of violence that is happening. Obviously, there was a school shooting the same day that a popular political pundit was assassinated. Also, I wasn't going to say anything about this, but, you know, there was a Ukrainian girl that was killed on a train recently that was a very famous, widespread story. The reason I was tempted to talk about it at the time is that happened in Charlotte, North Carolina, and I many times had been in that exact spot where that girl was killed. The train she was killed on is called the Lynx Line, if I remember right. This is, you know, a little more than a decade ago, and it was $3 to take that to go downtown if you wanted to go to a nice restaurant, or there's like a couple museums or things like that. So like where that girl was stabbed in the neck, I mean, I literally probably sat in those seats at least once. Like I said, I probably took this train something like 100 times. In fact, when I lived in Charlotte, I lived a block away from the Sharon Road West station. I mean, I used to walk to that train, pay $3 and go downtown. And I'm just saying, generically speaking, things are getting a little more dangerous. You know, I'm not gonna just multiply the number of things we talk about on this channel needlessly, but we do live in a country where you can defend yourself, and if you're going to be a responsible gun owner, like I have been for many years, honestly more than 2 decades at this point, I think there's a degree to which it's almost like a civic responsibility that you, I mean, judge for yourself, and I'm not telling you what to do, but there are reasons to know how to defend yourself. That's all I'm saying. You know, there was a time in my life where I went to the range every single weekend. It was a very relaxing thing. We went up to Uwharrie National Forest in South Carolina. I think it was $3 to go to that range and just shoot as much as you want all day. It was in the middle of a forest clearing. It was amazing. I loved it. So anyway, I don't have ammo for this. My other weapons are ready to go, but I think I at least want to get familiar with this gun. And we are going to do that. My dad was a Marine. You know, several close family members of mine were in the military, and generically speaking, from a pretty early age. They taught me all about gun safety and everything I needed to know to be a responsible citizen when it comes to that. So I definitely encourage anybody that has the inclination, if you're going to do the work and learn about gun safety and actually, you know what you're doing. A weapon is not going to do you any good if you don't know how to use it and you don't know how to be responsible. There's obviously tons of stuff you can look up and read online about the subject. So if you're going to, make sure you do that. Don't be careless. And I don't know, I guess I'm just gonna lead a little bit by example by practicing some responsible ownership. It unfortunately is pretty hard to know where the road that we're walking down as a country is going. But I like to know that if there's some kind of crazy circumstance, which is honestly unlikely here, people are very chill, not worried at all. But if some kind of unlikely circumstance comes about, I want to know that people like myself and the people around me are going to be safe. Really, when I first saw that stabbing video in Charlotte, the first thing that came to my mind was like, I know exactly where that is. Wow, this trivia is so stupid. But anyway, that made it a little more real for me, and that's kind of the impetus for this. Anyway, here's the Chihuahua. I don't really anticipate anybody actually saying this, but that little discussion we just had is not a violation of the politics thing. Being able to defend yourself is a basic human right. Hundreds of thousands of people do it per year to save themselves and the people around them. Like I said, we're living in a dangerous world, and protecting others is a virtuous act. Like I said, if you're going to do it responsibly, I do encourage it. We've got the holdable coffee, just like Mrs. America. White D20, this is the hyper dense one. It is really heavy. And a very nice Chihuahua can. Let's make a couple selections for the road trip. Honestly, feels like a Bryan Adams day, and I think we're gonna go with Songs from the Wood by Jethro Tull, probably my favorite tape. I actually do have Face Value, but I don't feel like that. Oh man, I don't think I've spun this one, so to speak. Simon and Garfunkel Greatest Hits. Yeah. The Memory of Trees, definitely one of my favorites. That's pretty good variety right there. What guy do you know listens to Jethro Tull and Enya? Nobody. We're gonna drop off these little nuggets. Gotta get some cash, and then it's printer time. Yep, we're getting an oil change. I've got a coupon for it. I was thinking about skipping, but we're kind of over the mileage we're supposed to change at, and this is a big trip. I don't want to get stranded somewhere or something. Not that that would probably happen. But yeah, this place is real fast, so we're just doing it. Every time I go here, I think, Grease monkey, that funky monkey. They're waving me on. All right, we're rolling. Dude, it finally happened. The ATM didn't give me any money. Okay, that's weird. It gave me the money after it asked me if I want another transaction, which like never happens. That was really disconcerting. All right, we're getting a little something to drink for the road. Sun's out, fun's out. This is actually the gas station that the Greyhound bus picks up from. It's kind of a fun thing to go to Houston from here, because then you don't have to find some place in Houston to park. Amazingly, they did not have sugar-free Coke at the fountain. Sugar-free Dr. Pepper, and of course, iced coffee. Honestly, not bad. All right, let's really get going. Dude, being on the open road feels amazing right now. Tina Turner. It's only love. Only love. Time for a little something else. I'm definitely getting good road vibes.
Here's to you, Mrs. Robinson. Jesus loves you more than you will know.
So on the Q&A episode, somebody asked me what my favorite song was, and I started talking about my favorite acoustic song. I kind of forgot about this one. I think it would be my favorite. It's For Emily, Wherever I Might Find Her. Probably my number one, honestly.
What a dream I've had, dressed in orange rays, clothed in crinoline, on smoky burgundy. I wandered empty streets now, past the sharp displays, trending down the alleyway. And when you ran to me, your cheeks splashed with blue eyes. We walked on frosted fields of juniper and lamplight.
Oh, this part.
When I awoke and felt you warm and near, I kissed your honey hair with my grateful tears.
I had to roll up the windows for that one. I had a roommate once. We got in an argument about whether Paul Simon was better than Art Garfunkel, and I said Art Garfunkel. He just acted like I was crazy. All those years ago, I told him it was because of that song. That's why. Such good road trip music. Man, this album's so good. Like every song has memories.
Slow down, you're moving too fast. You got to make the morning last, 'cause kicking down the cobblestones, looking for fun and feeling groovy. Got no deeds to do, no promises to keep. Life, I love you, all is groovy. Because a vision softly creeping left its seeds while I was sleeping. Within the sound of silence, in restless dreams I walked alone. Beneath the halo of a street lamp, I turned my collar to the cold and damp. Silence. 10,000 people, maybe more. People talking without speaking. Just heard the sound.
Yikes.
Of silence. It's like a cancer grows. Take my words that I might reach you. Take my arms that I might reach you. And the people bow and pray to the neon god they made. Signs said the words of the prophets are written on the subway walls. Coming home.
Dang. Man, just endless classics.
Let us be lovers, we'll marry our fortunes together.
So we bought a pack of cigarettes and Mrs. Wagner pies and walked off to look for America. Kathy, I said as we boarded a Greyhound in Pittsburgh,
I've come to look for America.
Man, this is doing me good.
toss me a cigarette, I think there's one in my raincoat. We smoked the last one an hour ago.
I'm empty and aching and I don't know why.
Counting the cars on the New Jersey Turnpike, they've all come
To look for America.
to look for
America.
It's life, soft and warm, continuing.
So many memories.
I don't know why I spend my time
So good.
writing songs I can't believe, with words that tear and strain to rhyme. All that I once held is true.
It really is strange how in the late 60s, there were so many bands or artists that they like burned really bright for a few albums, and then they just like kind of went away. I mean, I guess the biggest example would be the Beatles, although they had, what is it, like 8 or 9 albums, something like that. But you know, I'm thinking of Simon and Garfunkel. They had a few albums, and then it all kind of just fell apart, I guess. Same thing with the band Cream. You know, they had 3 albums. I think it's Disraeli Gears, Wheels of Fire, and then Goodbye. Plus they had a live album, I think. You know, just one of the best power trios of all time. Put out unbelievable music and then just went away. I mean, obviously Jimi Hendrix. I'm not that much of a Janis Joplin guy, but obviously she's a legend and she burned out pretty fast. There's really almost too many to name, like, you know, Jefferson Airplane. They were not around for very long, but of course they're pretty much legendary. One of my favorites, Iron Butterfly. If you've never listened to In-A-Gadda-Da-Vida, the whole album, or Ball, honestly, Ball might be better. I think they had a bunch of lineup changes and released a couple more albums in the 70s that absolutely nobody listened to. But really, they pretty much had 3 albums, Heavy, In-A-Gadda-Da-Vida, and Ball. And all 3 are pretty freaking great. In fact, I have a cassette tape of In-A-Gadda-Da-Vida. I almost grabbed it. It really is just one of those crazy moments when the world changed in like 5 years. 65 to 1970, that's like 200 years of cultural development or degradation, depending on your perspective, that happened in like half a decade. Obviously tons of chaos as well. Kind of makes me feel like that's something like the era we're in now. To be perfectly honest, that's kind of where my head is at, and I'm kind of getting ready. Let's just put it that way. Dang, the Simon and Garfunkel's got me thinking about the state of the world and gee. They build bomb shelters. Okay. Enya time. close. But I think you're moving too fast. We're going to Tomball, Texas. Don't go chasing Tomball. Man, Houston, pretty big place. There's a place called Two Guys, One Pit. It's a barbecue place. We might have to hit that up. I was thinking about getting going to a Thai restaurant or something, but that looks pretty intriguing. The place looks kind of nice, honestly. Yeah, these places ain't bad. To quote the Talking Heads, this must be the place. Dang, they even got their own fountain.
With the bed knobs kind of when it's starting up.
Man, that's freaky. Yep. Yeah, very quality prints there. Bam. Well, that went very smoothly. Really cool guy. I told him to watch this video. Maybe he will. All right, I think we do have time to grab a little bite before we head back. These houses out here are real nice. That guy had a very cool home theater set up in there with a big projector. Felt like taking a picture of it, but it was gonna be a little weird. All right, are we really doing this? You know, I was thinking about it. There's so much barbecue where I'm from, and it's amazing. We're going for a Thai place instead. Nice sunset, and we are getting that Thai. It's gonna be good. Beautiful. You know it's fire when the menu looks like this. Not bad. Man, really not bad. Honestly, that pad Thai was pretty much perfect. When I lived in Charlotte, there was this place called like the Viet Thai House or something like that. And they had pad Thai, and it was like some of the best I ever had. That tastes exactly like it. Really affordable too. I mean, that's cheaper than going to Burger King. Well, I think we're gonna do the time-lapse thing, because that's always a fun option on the way home. I contemplated getting a hotel room and just doing a thrift trip tomorrow, but we got stuff to do. I'm not trying to fall behind. Plus I want to set up this printer. We're not lugging it around for a whole day. But yeah, actually a nice road trip really mentally did me a lot of good. It's kind of a healing, sort of a hypnotic thing. With a little quality Thai food in me, I'm really in my happy place, and this drive home is gonna be a really nice respite. Oh, let's go. Are you ready for this? Bump, bump, bump. Oh yeah, I also wanted to say that guy was really nice that sold me the printer. He might watch this, so I mean this. I've never really met anybody who was into 3D printing who was a total dick. I'm sure they exist, but I haven't met one. You have to have a certain amount of humility to work on a printer. You have to allow for the possibility that you're wrong, because you're almost certainly going to be wrong at some point. Give me fuel, give me fire. Please inflate my tire. Here goes nothing. Just know I'm going to be listening to Jethro Tull as this happens.
Vacation.
Whoa. Oh. Well, that's a thing that just happened. I, of course, did not plan that. And we're home. That was literally just gonna be a shot of me driving to my house. That's one of the perils of living next to a bar. Oh, man. Ugh. That was quite a drive. We're gonna go in and answer some questions. I don't want to miss 2 days in a row. But yeah, that was a good little experience. The hypnotic flow of the road can be kind of a good way of resetting yourself mentally. It's good and late, but let's answer and respond to comments. Outlaw 3D in the Discord, which you should join, is a fairly new addition. He added himself. Just felt like clarifying that. He said, I want to say thank you for making this a political free space. You are welcome. And I'm glad that I have made that decision. Dash Render, good talk today. That was a refreshing way to articulate the community in the GG. I appreciate that. Thank you. Hackzir. By the way, you guys have seen Hackzir. He came here to get some stuff for an auction back in the day. Scroll through the old videos, you'll see it. It's got a puppy on the thumbnail. You're so genius in thoughts. Thank you. So true about our politics. Washington, D.C. city was named Rome first. Wow, I'm gonna have to look that one up. Interesting. We use a very similar tear-down political party system. I think he meant to say top-down. I am grateful for your respect to others and bringing out encouraging creativity. Lots of crazy comes about aside from politics because of politics. So thanks for allowing me relief from that. You are welcome, and you deserve it, and you're a cool guy. Hope your Jack Russell puppy is having fun right now. JP Letty, when I was growing up, I would always hear the adults say never discuss religion or politics. As I grew up, I started understanding that people would judge you because of that. So this is a very good rule on your channel, and I am grateful for that. Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of okay discussing religion. If it ever got to be like the thing everybody was fighting over online was religion. It's like the only time in history when we're kind of not fighting that much about it. I wouldn't be trying to have debates about it per se, but it's part of my life. Of course, I'm going to mention it here and there. But yeah, thank you. Man, all of the OGs are weighing in for this. The Scottish 3D. I'm grateful for this channel as a creative island kept apart from the madness of the world. Thanks for defending it. Thank you. I always say this, there are still people that don't know. He's the guy that made this, okay? He's a good dude. My nose picking. What a great name. Thank you for your brief but deep expression. You sure can pick 'em. Rich Gardens with probably the most truthful comment of all. The theme outside of 3D printing is coffee. That's true. It's like, you know, it's the second strongest theme on the channel. The ENMCE. Grateful to be y'all's neighbor. I really want to know what the MCE in your name stands for. I only say that because that's like the first thing I would ask my neighbor. JR303. I had put my new pocket Bible on my drafting board, and the dude in front of me, I think it's supposed to be, started lecturing me and telling me to put it away. What was really strange is that he was a hardcore born-again hippie fella. This was like 2004. Anyhow, ignorance is bliss for sure, but we can't have normal discussions. What's the point? Yeah, I mean, that is a weird thing to have happen to you. I mean, I kind of agree. Like I kind of said, I think, in the last video, if I didn't say it, it's something I believe. I would love to live in the world where people could just be mature online. Like, wouldn't it be great? Oh, it would be so great. But they're not. Okay, this is a little bit of a tangent, but I guess you guys wouldn't know this, but one of the reasons I know a lot about political theory and a lot of political subjects is because, first off, I was briefly involved with the Ron Paul campaign, and I read a bunch of his books, and I won't describe all that stuff, but I also was really involved in the early internet debate scene. Initially, mostly having to do with religion, but also then politics. Like, you know, maybe the fact that I have a really strict rule about no politics on the channel would make you think that I don't know very much about it. And that is really not true. I have debated at length many people, political extremists, and, you know, every ideology you could ever think of. It really is because of that experience that I have the rule that I have. But, you know, people really don't even, if you tell young people this, they won't believe you. But in the early days of like debate groups on Facebook and other places, you could have like real discussions with people that disagreed with you. And I'm not going to act like it was always respectful, but I learned a lot. Like, I used to debate utilitarians a lot. I'm a deontological guy when it comes to morality, which is just the idea that certain things are absolutely wrong. It's not a debate. We're not going to weigh the pros and cons of like whether we should murder or steal or how property should work. I know this sounds maybe kind of common sense to you guys, but there are these guys. I would have to explain so much. There are other viewpoints. Let's just put it that way. And like, I'll be honest, I didn't really know very much about consequentialism and utilitarianism and act utilitarianism versus rule utilitarianism. And I learned a lot debating those people. And like I've said before, what I kind of did for a long time is anytime somebody presented an argument to me that I just didn't know how to overturn, at a certain point I just changed my opinion. If I determined something was right, even if it was the polar opposite of what I thought, I just changed my opinion about it. So like, having political but other kinds of contentious discussions with people that are good faith was very good for me. So to kind of address the meat of your point here, I very much wish the internet was still like that. I mean, I really do. If this show happened 10 to 15 years ago, maybe, we probably wouldn't have that rule. But things have changed. And not only is there virtually nowhere online that people with differing views can discuss those political views, people are getting shot for having political views nowadays. And so it really reinforces that decision I made early on. Like I said, I'm not the kind of person that's just going to have a whole bunch of rules. Like, you're very free in our group to express all kinds of things, but there's just a bright line. And it just becomes clearer and clearer every day why that is a good rule. Internet user 87, based. You're based. Drop the based. Slap it a based. Jason King Kong with the good comments. It's become increasingly difficult to find channels on YouTube where they don't randomly insert their politics in the videos. Boy, is that the truth. I could name like 5 of them right now. Maybe it's a video about waffle irons or one about advances in EV batteries. Many content creators feel very comfortable, probably due to living in a social media bubble, with pushing their ideology that's completely unrelated to the channel's content. An EV channel commenting on energy policy can be reasonable. Let's see more here. But commenting on stuff like reproductive issues is odd when there's countless other channels for that type of stuff. Usually I overlook it the first time it happens, but the second time it leads me to find a different channel for videos on that topic. Yeah, man, I could think of several, like I said, that there are these channels that started out as like about something completely different, and then they just became political. And now it's like almost the whole point of the channel. Like, we're never going to do that. Apollos 5184. I am grateful for your inclusivity. You may have a different perspective on a topic than I do, and that's okay. Honestly, we should be encouraging that. It's important for people of a society to embrace views that are different from our own. It helps us grow as a people. It keeps things from becoming stagnant. Keep spreading love and not hate. I love this community and I hope it lives on forever. Very kind words. Thank you. Like I said yesterday, you know, I think the spirit of politics is the spirit of war, or something like that. I think politics is the spirit of war. And one of the reasons it sucks is it makes people that disagree with you into seemingly a much simpler, much flatter thing. And after a while, when things become political, people actually do become more simple. They stop seeing things in a nuanced way. And you know, obviously in really authoritarian regimes, people's entire lives are about the regime, and there's very little identity. The point is, like, we could have just, you know, you can have a culture that can have difficult discussions when most of what people are is similar. You know, if you agree with somebody 85%, you should be able to talk about the 15% that you disagree. It's when things get so political that if this person thinks this, that means that this person has to think the opposite. It flattens people. And, you know, I'm seeing what we're doing as a necessary correction, because, you know, those political discussions will happen elsewhere, and it's just, there needs to be some place where people can just not do that. But anyway, thanks for all the comments. You know, it's good to talk about these things every so often and get people's actual feedback. And I would say that was pretty unanimous. And for anybody that wants this to become a political channel, I disagree with you on everything and I hate you. So aren't you glad I'm not talking about politics? No, but seriously, you guys are the best. Thanks for coming with me on this journey. It really does mean a lot. We made a real good purchase today. Getting out on the road cleared my head a lot. And I don't know, it's also really good to be home. Things will be getting back to normal. We'll probably set up the new printer tomorrow. It seemed to be working when I was at the guy's house, so should be all right. But you guys are the best. Let me know what you're grateful for in the comments. Let me know what you like about this show. Let me know what you want to see more of. We are the Gratitude Gang. I will see you tomorrow. Peace.
Say what I need. This blinding are lessons I'm seeing to standing in a moment. What has been is cast aside, frozen there as time rode. I know that you must have died. So leave me something precious, another sunlight. say Auf Wiedersehen.